Hello everyone, this is Arzen, and welcome to another Arzenvlog. This is really on the fly, I don't really have anything written down, but I just had a thought that it might be good to lay everything out in the sense of everything I'm doing, everything I plan to do, or things that have just been keeping me busy. I do photo editing here and there, and in these, it's basically like editing characters that people like to roleplay, like RPG style. And with them, I'll take images and I obviously edit them together to make some cool looking image. I'll have something here. As I go through this, there will be something here that will sort of showcase what I sort of do. So yeah, I mean, there's been one that I've been pretty proud of, and I sort of do that. So that's photo editing. I sort of write a story. It's on and off because obviously job, YouTube, social life, it's all sort of intermingled and I don't get a lot of time to myself. So with that, obviously I have a story that I write. It's based on a created RPG realm that I've made. Similar to other big sort of stories, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, they have their own universe that has been made. I'm not going to say my story goes anywhere near them, just to say it has its own world, it's in depth. So I've got multiple characters in there and I'm starting to write that. I say starting because I'm restarting to write that, but I've been writing that for quite a few years actually. So that's story writing. I did do some roleplay, so RPG in written form, but RPW, I guess. But I've sort of stopped that as of late, with the manager job coming up. Again, coming up, I've got it. All over the place, isn't it? Roleplay. I work manager now. I said that in my last vlog. It's difficult. It's actually some of the busiest weeks of the entire year. And I'm technically rookie manager, so, busy, lot of stress involved. So work. On my social life. My social life at the moment basically revolves around Overwatch. Sometimes World of Warcraft. And sometimes some friends invite me out. But it's not been as often lately. I've been on Overwatch a lot more now. A lot of friends have got it now. So, yeah, definitely been playing more of that with friends. Which is good. I've actually enjoyed that a lot. And it's been quite a good it's been a lot better. Especially when you play, when you get a group of 6 people. It definitely does feel better. You're relaxed more. You get a good laugh, a good giggle, you make some jokes, have some fun. And that's what it's all about. Play some games, have fun. Social life. I'm going to be learning to drive very soon. Literally after... There's obviously YouTube, I completely forgot to mention that. I'm doing it right now. Silly me. Obviously there's YouTube. YouTube takes up quite a while. And I don't claim to be anything like, any big YouTube stars, like obviously Jacksepticeye, Markiplier. Obviously they're massive. I don't even compare to people who have like 1,000 subscribers, let alone people who have millions. But I do it because I enjoy it. And I've said that time and time again. I just say it in case there's new people watching this. I do it because I like it. But it's a long process. Even for this vlog. This vlog, I'll probably... The editing stage of it will take 20 minutes. Not even that. But the rendering side of it, I mean, this will probably be about a 10-minute video. I don't know whether it'll go more or less, but the processing side of it, it'll take about an hour. I think the last one I did took 50 minutes to render. That's turning it from recording footage to video footage. So video footage being something you can play on Windows Media Player, recording footage being something that you put into an video editing program. So then after that hour, we'll approximate it to an hour. You upload it to YouTube, which can take anywhere between... I had a 8-minute vlog video before, somewhere, that took YouTube 25 minutes to upload. My last one, I believe it was 10 or 11 minutes, took an hour and 45 minutes to upload. So really, it's all down to the YouTube servers at the end of the day. But what I can say is the more graphics are involved, the longer it takes. Because I mean, it's relevant to size. It's relevant to the size of the file uploading. So vlogs shouldn't take long to upload because it's just, you know, I don't have lots of graphics in the background. It's not like World of Warcraft or any game. You know, it's just me sitting here flapping my lips. Let's just presume it will take the same amount of time as my last one did. So that's an hour and 45 minutes. So let's presume it takes me 15 minutes to record it. That's 3 hours just on recording. That's not including editing. Including editing, it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. And that may not seem like a lot when it's bunched all together. Well, I mean, that's a lot anyway. For one video, one 10-minute video on YouTube is 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's a lot of time to put into a video. That doesn't even have a lot. Like, this is just me doing a vlog. It's a tiny vlog. And to be honest, actually, come to think of it, it's probably going to take a bit longer for the editing, because obviously I'm going to be adding in all the pictures and whatnot. But yeah, so we'll say 3.5 hours. But that, like, you know, that's a long time for a 10-minute video. Like, I've spent 4 to 5 hours on some of the other videos I've done. I've spent like, and that's editing. That's just editing. Now, normally it doesn't take me that long. Normally it's not that much time is not normally dedicated to editing. But when you're back then, I was learning how to edit, and I still am. I'm no editing master, but it can be a long time. And you know, that BioShock series, obviously everything went kaput with that, but that took me a long time editing that. I believe it was about 2 hours per video editing. And then because it's a game, it took about 2 to 2.5 hours for it to upload. Long time. So for every one of those, and they were about 20 minutes, I believe, 20-25 minutes. For every one of those, it was about 5 to 6 hours. And, you know, you can't dedicate that amount of time to something like that. I mean, I definitely couldn't now. I could do the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, but now I could not do the BioShock again because it's just so much time, and I don't have that. Like, especially not in one sitting. What I used to do is I actually used to have my computer running at night, and I wouldn't recommend that for anyone. It's a fire hazard. But I'm a light sleeper. Yeah, I would literally, because sometimes it would take hours for it to render. There was one video, I can't remember which one it was now, but it took like 4 to 4.5 hours to render. And that's insane. That's a long ass time. Especially when you consider that that's just rendering. That's not even uploading. So what I would normally do is I would set one video to upload to YouTube and set a second video to render at the same time. Which again, I wouldn't recommend, because uploading, if your computer's doing a lot when it's trying to render a video, it will affect the quality of the video. Or at least, in my experience, it has. I'm not going to suggest that will happen with everything. It does also depend on the capabilities of your computer. But at the time, I had a good computer and I was confident it wasn't going to affect the rendering and quality of the video. So, I'd upload a video at the same time as rendering a video. And it would take like 5, 6, 7 hours. I would sleep the whole night, and I'd have my computer on the whole night. And back then, I think I worked. I think I was in warehousing back then, and it just, the only time my computer would ever go off is when I was at work. It would be on constantly, and that's also not good for your computer. You know, the wear and tear of parts. You buy a part from a computer for a computer, and you know you get like an expectancy, 3 years, let's say. That's 3 years based on the figures that it's going to be turned off during the night and turned off when you're at work. So based on that, it'll be 3 years. But if you have it on constantly, that 3-year gap is going to go down. And it's going to go to the point where 3 years with it turned off for, let's say, 8 hours of sleep and let's say 8 hours of work. So 16 hours a day. So, you know, 16 hours a day is it's just over half. So you're looking at 1 year, 365 days, half to 178 Yeah, 178 days. A year is turned off. You turn that down to the 8 hours you're at work. I'm not going to do the math for that. You guys can do the math for that. But basically, that 3 years is probably going to go down to like 2 years. It's a long time. It's got a big process with that. So, YouTube. Not to ramble on too much more. I do like it. You know, I sort of spread into a lot of things. But I get another thing, cosplay. I cosplay. Which also means I craft. I craft cosplay. And crafting can involve many things. From sewing, which I haven't had much experience in, but I'm looking for a sewing machine to get so I can continue with that, because I did borrow a friend's until he moved away. So that includes sewing, that includes woodwork. There's not really some way you could describe the other part to it. It's more like DIY arts and crafts. You know, like Warbler. Anyone who knows about cosplay or cosplay crafting should know about Warbler. That's like a standard. It's just say thermonuclear there. Definitely not nuclear. It's thermoplastic. I guess that's what it's called. Basically, it's solid when it's cold, but you can heat it up and it becomes flexible. You can turn it into shapes, and with enough skill, you can make lots of different cool stuff. And you paint over it. It looks brand. Doesn't even look like Warbler. It looks like whatever you want it to look like. Crafting or cosplay crafting takes a lot. You need to know a lot of things, and all of it's experimentation, all of it's trial and error. I've seen some people who don't bother, who go to craft but don't bother with the trial and error, and it looks absolutely terrible. And I'm not saying they're bad for doing it. I'm just saying some of the people that I've seen, who I've talked to, and they've attempted, or they haven't even attempted. They've just gone there and be like, oh, I'm going to look like this, or I'm going to try and look like that, and then not put the effort in. If you're going to make a cosplay, you make it because you want it to be seen. If you want something to be seen, you want something good to be seen. So if you don't put the effort in, what's the point in doing it? And that's my point of view. You can have your point of view. It can be completely different. But my point of view is, if I'm going to make something, I want it to look good, because the only reason to make a cosplay is to cosplay that. And when you cosplay something, you want it to look good. To make a good cosplay, you have to have time to put into it. And it's a lot of time. I had a really good cosplay I made here, and I have a really good cosplay I did that I didn't make here. And with that, they both look good, I loved Alucard. I love doing it. I did it a second time, actually. I did it with and without a beard. Just because, why not? But the one that I did make, it took time. And I had help cosplay. And there's a lot that I sort of delve into. I'm constantly learning new things. Now, I've started doing audio editing. So that's sort of like, I'm not going to show it here because I've just started. To me, it sounds pretty darn terrible. But to other people who I've shown it to, they seem to like it. They seem to say it's good for a beginner, and I'm like, okay, well, that's a start. That's somewhere. But, that's audio editing. The list goes on. And it's just because I like to delve and learn new things. But it does mean a lot of my hobbies, and I guess you'd call all of these hobbies, a lot of them, have to take long breaks. A lot of them, it's sort of like, I won't do photo editing for months. And then I will, and it will look great. And then I won't do it for another month. And the video editing, obviously I do that, or I try to do that 4 times a week. My New Year resolutions, or one of them, is to sort of knuckle down and make sure I get a video out a week. If I can't make, with the whole manager thing, if I can't make it on a Wednesday, then okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just make sure you get a video out before the end of the week. And I can do that. I don't think that's hard to do. Even if it's something like this. Just to keep you guys updated. Just so you know what's going on. I can do that. I can do that much. So that's what I'm going to do. Thumbnails. I haven't got background to doing that. I will do. But at the moment, as I said, busiest few weeks I've had in a long time. In years, I believe. And I do plan to go back to the gym. I used to go to the gym, now I don't. Now being a manager, I'm starting to get a beer gut. And no one wants a beer gut. Or at least I don't. If you like it, fair enough. I don't want a beer gut. I liked how I was when I was younger. I was always skinny and toned. I didn't have bunches, I wasn't like big macho man with bunches of muscles, but I was toned. I looked nice. In my eyes. Compared to what I am now, I looked a hell of a lot nicer. So we're going to count again. Gym, that's 9. So it's a lot of stuff. So just keep all of that in mind. This is sort of like just a message to say, this is all the stuff I do. This is all the stuff I like to do. And by gosh, it's a lot of stuff. But I think I've rambled long enough. This has been quite a nice, relaxing sort of vlog for me. And I think I want to continue doing my vlogs like this. Before, it's been very sort of, I don't know, too planned. It's good to have a plan there. And if you see, when I have a plan there, the points get across and they're well made. This one, it's going to be a little choppy, but actually recording it, it feels a lot better. So I'm probably going to do it this way from now on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the next one. Thank you all for watching. This was Arzen.